Hello everyone! So today we're reading Subarashiki Hibi and this is part 10. So let's go. The world was covered in white, unbroken white, a world of nothing but white. Astonishing world, a world where you could neither move forward nor run away, but still a forged ahead. Even though the scenery around me didn't change at all, I kept on running. Takashima-san. Abstinence, vanity, scruples, discrimination, pride. Takashima-san left all those bothersome things behind. But I will continue to demand my tobacco, my rooftop, and my frilly dress. If that was the road by which I was supposed to return, I remembered the sunflowers, and I realized something. Sunflowers bring to mind an offering of flowers. Actually, he was the one who said that. They look like chrysanthemums because they both belong to Astaraceae. Is this some kind of reference again? I had walked through this wide world before. This was the second time I had to walk this road. This inseparable white world. It was just like the road beyond that field of sunflowers. I exist if I desired it, huh? In that world, I remember it all. I knew that when I woke from this dream, I would have forgotten most of it. But I pointed to the end of that endless white pathway. The world is a vessel, that which can fill the vessel. I pressed to my chest the truth. I'd found an exit the white room. I was done with being a ghost. This music is so beautiful. I really like it. Yuki opened her eyes. Oh, is it like an intro? Oh, wait, what? Oh, I think it because we finished the first chapter. I think that's why. Okay, well, that was unexpected. Well, let's watch it.
「
Oh, okay. So wait. Oh, I think this was the first chapter, and we have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or only six. Okay. Wait, there's also this part, but I don't know. Okay, well, let's go to the down the rabbit hole. I'm super excited because I'm super excited for Takuji because I always wonder um what kind of personality will he have in Subarashiki Hibi, because in Suinosora he was a bit like shy and then he become the savior. I know that in Subarashiki Hibi he will also become the savior, but I'm not very sure. Oh, that was Wittgenstein. I think it was his writings right now, but I don't know where that I was talking about Takuji. A Friday afternoon. They're the final hours of the week, and because of that, the busiest. I was on a rooftop that overlooked a station crowded with people. Seeing all those people caught within the city's turmoil made the location seem so serene. Anyone loafing around in such a spot at this time of day was either cutting class, Anit, or me. Ah, so it's Yuki again. All a woman needs in. Oh wait, no. This is the. I think we are in the part where we are Takuji and we seeing the scene of Yuki smoking. All a woman needs in life as are cigarettes, a roof, and a freely dress, right? This brand of cigarettes isn't very popular, but I prefer the kind no one else smokes. A Friday sky. The sky didn't care that it was the weekend. It hadn't changed one bit. The city lying beneath that sky continued with business as usual. Not even an eye was bad. But it had none of the accuracy and beauty of a mechanical clock. Rather, it was just recurring, jamlet mess. It was far from beautiful. And lying over it, there was an oppressive sky of the deepest blue. It was the same obvious sight that appeared before our eyes every single day. A Monday sky, a Tuesday sky, a Wednesday sky, a Thursday sky, and here before me, a Friday sky. It laid over everything, just like any other day's sky. No one else will think it unusual, but still, just suppose for a moment. Suppose that a person called God does exist. A person? And suppose that he decided to make the world in a week. It says so in the Bible after all. I do want to say, oh mighty God, will it be so bad if the sky changed color just once a day? Or something like that. If there wasn't some meaning behind every day of the week, you could have at least incorporated that into the design. That's why I think anyway. God has so many angels. Surely one of them could have spoken upright. Or maybe heaven was a one-man show, and God didn't listen to a single word the angels said. Suppose the sky did change colors with the days of the week. It will be convenient in a lot of ways, and to me it just seems like it will be fun. But in reality, the color of the sky has nothing to do with the day of the week. It's not like the sky turns fairly red every Tuesday or glitters like gold every Friday. By the way, that made Mondays white, right? The moon's pretty much white. Wednesdays will be blue, and Thursdays will be brown or maybe green. Saturday will be like the ground, but what about Sunday? On Sunday, the sun could fill the entire sky. Wouldn't be that wouldn't that be really hot? True. A blue sky on a Friday. The sky didn't care that it was the weekend. It hadn't changed one bit. Of course it hadn't. Probably because that story about God creating the world in a week is a lie. No one like that exists. And even if God does exist, he definitely isn't the kind of hardworking guy who could make the world in just 1 week. He's gotta be the kind of guy who would always be saying, "It's still a work in progress. You can't see it yet. Hold on a minute, I'll be done soon." The kind of guy who sluggishly works away at something. Or maybe he'd get tired of it halfway through, and then say, "I should have never bothered in the first place." True, if it was the latter, it would mean humanity had already been abandoned. That's too cruel, God. How could you? Not that it really matters to me. The Friday sky might be bright blue, might cloud over, or maybe even be bathed in sunset amber, depending on the time of the day. The colors of the sky vary without regard for the day of the week. By the way, the sky overhead right at that moment was blue. And there were some clouds, so there was a bit of white too. It felt like the sky was the same as any other, but I wouldn't know what to say if I were asked if it really was the same as the rest of them. It felt the same. I could say nothing anymore. The sky doesn't change with the days of the week, but there are still plenty of different variations of the same sky. At the very least, there was more variation to the sky above than the city below. The city before me was covered with a thick blue blankets of sky. Since the time I first looked out at this scene as a child, this landscape hasn't changed much at all. There are apartments over there, and the smokestacks of the trash incinerators are over there. And over there, the faint shape of over there in distance was Mount Fuji. Standing on high ground like this, I could even see the different wards of the city faintly. The bright future we all heard about in the Showa era is right here in front of us, yep. The voices that spoke of the future were filled with hope. One train ride from the boonies all the way into the inner city. Not that I have any complaints. I had no complaints. My generation isn't so spoiled that we will complain about it. A wise man once said this. We've worked all our lives to guarantee everything you call normal. Don't take your day-to-day life for granted. I guess that was what he meant. I think we still are playing as Yuki. I really am grateful, but still there's one other thing I'd say to him. What we know now, what we see now is all that was left after that bright future they envisioned crumbled to the ground. That bright future has already passed us by. How could something like this show us the way forward? Show us the future? It can't. So I'm not complaining about anything, but I wish they would tear down these old apartments. God didn't put any effort into designing the sky, but he could at least make that happen, right? If the sky isn't going to change, then at least get rid of those. If God doesn't, people will. And then maybe we'll be able to see a bit of the future. I sincerely doubt that though. If I'm still alive in 10 or 20 years, when I'm 30 or 40, will this scene have changed at all? Well, it's not like it's going to change from one day to the next. If those apartments suddenly disappeared and two smokestacks were ripped from the earth, for instance, if the scenario changed like that every day, it could only be because lots of people were dying. For instance, that might happen if there was a war, or an earthquake, or if Mars suddenly attacked, or even if we saw the advent of the great king of Angolmois. In other words, there will have to be some sort of cataclysm. For instance, I sat and imagined a cataclysm hitting the city, an amazing cataclysm. I imagined the sky full of shooting stars, with the ground splitting in two and molten fire erupting from the crevasse. Hahaha, that's awfully morbid. I sat on the roof, looked out at the city, and imagined the end of the world. But for a girl my age dressed like this, maybe it's normal to think like that. That the world could go to hell, something like that. Everyone could just go die, something like that. So well, if you think of it like that, I'm a perfect specimen. Very well made. Right. Huh? Huh? Takuji? Oh my god, it's Takuji. When I turned around, I saw an unfamiliar face. No, upon closer inspection, it was a face I recognized. We were both in the same class at school. He sat 3 seats diagonally ahead of me. His name was Mamiya Takuji. Why are you here? What's it matter to you? Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. Where I go is none of your business. Well, that's true, but I have to say I'm surprised. Huh? But why's that? I never would have imagined that you could work up the courage to talk to a girl you didn't know. Well, that's... Sorry, I take that back. Huh? I never would have imagined that you could work up to the courage to talk to anyone you didn't know, regardless of their gender. That's not what? Not completely untrue. Nevertheless, you did manage to talk to me. Well? The silent treatment, huh? Oh, that's right, Mamiya-kun. Yes? Do you smoke never knows best or anything like that? No, tobacco is kind of... Oh, you don't smoke. Yeah, but I get it. I know why you talk to me. Huh? You know, I wonder how long I've been here. How long I've been me. Just kidding. Right. Minakami-san, how long have you been here? How about you? How long have you been there? I've been here a long time. Oh, I've been here for a while too, but I never noticed you. I don't really stand out very much. You're right about that. You don't leave much of an impression. I think in part 1 we had this similar scene. I don't think it was this long, like we didn't talk to Takuji this long, but I don't remember that much. I'm gonna rewatch maybe my part 1 to see what's the difference. What were you looking at from up here? Nothing really, I was looking at the sky. I see. You know, if God... Huh? I was thinking, why didn't God make the sky a different color every day of the week? Why should the color of the sky change? Wouldn't it be nice if it did? Yeah, I think it would be nice, but I think that might be a problem for other people. Why? If every day changed so much, the scenery will change too much, right? If the sky were a different color every day, it would be nice. For you maybe. And for you too, right? Yeah. If the sky was different every day, if the scenery was different every day, I could probably be a little more what? Never mind. Oh, he just vanished. Yuki, sometimes I think, Yuki, sometimes I think about these things. Where is the limit of the world? The very edge of the world. If such a place exists, suppose I was able to stand in that place, could I look at this scenery from that edge just like anywhere else? If I think it's normal to wonder about these things, does that make me weird? I mean, that's the edge of the world. It's the limit of the world. If I could see that with my own 2 eyes, Wouldn't the limit of the world become the same as my own limit? Wouldn't the world I'm sorry. Wouldn't the world viewed from that spot be the world that I see? Wouldn't that be my world? The limit of the world will become the limit of my world. The world is that which I see, touch, and feel. Then what is the world? What is the difference between me and the world? Is there a difference? The difference between me and the world. This is what I have to say. There is no difference between me and the world. Of that I am certain. That conviction leads me to another question. What is a world that also includes other people? If I am the world, then what about the other people? Do they have words too? Then are they separate words that don't intersect? Or is it possible for them to intersect? Out of all the words and all the souls, is it only possible for each soul to see one single world? The sun I saw at the end of the world, the limit of the world, the furthest scene. At that time, were you looking at the edge of the world too? The sky you saw at the edge of the world, the sky at the limit of the world, the furthest sky. Will I be able to see it with you? Will I be able to see the end of this same world with you? Even as we stand under different skies, we look out from under the skies, the same sky. Sometimes I think about these things, even as I think back upon that hill covered in sunflowers. Oh, this is the intro. Yeah, I saw it on YouTube like a long time ago, and I still listen to this intro because I really like it. So I feel like the right now the 1 to 9 part was the prologue, like the prologue, and now we are going to the actual story. But I'm still not sure. Down the rabbit hole. Wait, I hope I just realized is the patting the opening okay, because I'm scared if it's gonna be a copyright or something like that. I mean, I hope it's fine. July 12th. Every day continued on like normal. It was enough to make you think that this peaceful life could go on for eternity. Get up in the morning, go to school like everyone else, sit around chatting like everyone else, go to your job like everyone else, take a few hours off just like everyone else, going through life while doing everything just like everyone else. But of course, common sense tells me that it can be continued forever. Even the middle-aged man on sleeping on the train, drooling on the seat, was my age once. At that time, he probably thought those happy days would go on forever, and just like me. But those days slipped away from him while he wasn't looking. First a job, then marriage, then children, and finally buying a house. Just like that, things accelerate, and before you know it, He went from living the carefree days of youth to living the life of a middle-aged man. But he might say this: I'm just as young as ever. I'm still young at heart. At heart, maybe. No, maybe you're young at heart. But just look at yourself. You're old. You're nothing like the young man you were once. Once were. Time will continue chugging along, slow and steady. No matter how young you insist you are, your youthful life will crumble and spoil as time eats away at its edges. My day to day, life is definitely different from his. His day to day, life is something I can't even begin to imagine. Or maybe he will talk like this, with a calm worried voice. There was a time when I too believed that I would be young forever. But then all of a sudden, my skin was getting thicker, they call it adipose tissue, and hair was growing from places I never took possible, the first joint of my finger. Yet I was losing hair where it really mattered, my head. Suddenly I realized no one else looked at me as a child anymore. This hurts so much. This hurts so much. Before I knew it, I wasn't just an adult. I was well past that. I was downright old. Someone like you will call me an old fart. Yeah, totally over the hill. He doesn't live the same day-to-day life that I understand. He lives the day-to-day life on the other side of the hill. Ha 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 ha. I look old now, but back in the day, everyone was jealous of my disco moves. Oh really? How about it? Wanna dance? I'd rather not. Huh? Wait, is she talking actually to an old man? I thought everything was happening in her head. My eyes looked with those of the middle-aged man. His eyes were dashing. At that moment, I fell in love with. No, not really. Of course not. What? What was that? Today I was going to Tower Records, a CD store in Suginomiya, to buy a new release or by one of my favorite bands. I wonder what Yuki's favorite bands. As you can tell from my clothes, I'm totally not actually a visual kei rocker. I came to buy a new album by a famous English band. This band isn't really goth or goth lolly or anything dark like that. Actually, I think there was something called gothic rock in England, but it's not that dark either. It's a bit hasty to assume the word gothic implies dark. My clothes are dark and black, but the blood running through my veins is white. I'm not sure where that was heading. Well, who cares about that? I bought the English rock CD, yay! They hadn't released anything in 3 years. Oh, crap. I can't believe I let out a squeal like that in public. Oh no. You're... Huh? Takashima! I couldn't believe the way she was looking at me. Just because I made some noise at struck a pose didn't mean that she needed to stare at me. Oh, you're... from the class next door, Takashima Zakuro-san, I think. Takashima Zakuro-san, was it? Yes, hello. Okay, it's 30. Like, this is getting interesting. I don't know what's going on. Like, what happened after the train thing. Where and what they... Wait. I need to rewatch the part 1 to see what they were we in. So yeah, this is getting very interesting. I really love it. So yeah, next time I will maybe make another Subarashiki video. Oh, I also wanted to say thank you for all the support. I really love you guys. Like, every time you guys comment something, I'm very happy to see that comment, and I feel the motivation to make more videos, and I'm so happy just like that. I'm just very happy for the support, and I also saw my subscribers going up, and I'm very happy with that. Like, thank you guys so much for supporting me. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.